Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? Of course, my name is Kent and the channel is Bitcoin Believer Artificial Intelligence. I want to talk about something just a little on the side note for people. Most of the people watching this video probably followed me, if they followed me or they're subscribed to this channel, about 5,000 people. It's probably because of EOS. EOS is a token, a lot of people haven't heard of it, but it's a smart contract platform. I covered it for a number of years, and somebody asked me the other night, are you going to quit talking about EOS? And I let them know that no, I'm not going to quit talking about EOS, but I want to make content every night, and right now they're talking about the EVM and a lot of stuff like that. It doesn't seem like there's enough information for me to just talk about it every single night. I will cover things when something big comes on EOS. I will still talk about it. But as far as covering EOS every night, no, I just can't come up with that much information on EOS. The other thing too is I think this is, I'll put EOS in a nutshell for what I know about it, for the years that I've talked about it, is, they got a $4 billion hole dug by Block One. They probably should sue them. I think that's a good idea. They need to work on that token price. I hold tokens in EOS, and just to give you some idea, most of my tokens are bought around the $5 to $7 range. Right now it's less than $1. So the token price has got to get up higher. They've got to promote the tokens on chain. They've got to talk about the tokens. They got to go to exchanges. And if, now I have no problem with the ENF. I think the ENF is doing a wonderful job. Those guys, like I said, they got dug a $4 billion hole that they had to dig themselves out of. And that wasn't easy to do, or isn't easy to do, but they're giving it their best shot. And I do appreciate all the work they've done. And instead of my $7 tokens being worth zero, they are worth something. So I do appreciate that. But they're going to have to get those token prices up. And they're going to have to promote the tokens that are on the chain, like challenge tokens. We have a bunch of tokens that are pretty much worthless. And we need to get an exchange to trade those tokens. And there needs to be you're not going to do it from the other side, the back end. You're not going to have people build projects and put tons of money in this thing unless there's a way for them to monetize it. And you're not going to monetize it unless you get those tokens traded on some sort of an exchange, and you have an ability to, like back in the days, in the ERC20 days, when Ethereum was going gangbusters in the moon and everybody was making millions and millions of dollars and running around in Lamborghinis. You got to do the same thing again, not in the same way, because what they did is they didn't follow through with their promises like Block One. But what they really need to do is they got to focus on the token price, and they got to help the projects that are on the blockchain, that have built products or built like we have with Challenge. You got to get those tokens trading on some sort of exchange, and you got to promote them. You're not going to do it through Pamela grants. I put up for a Pamela grant this last time. They didn't even approve my my grant. I didn't even get approved. So there's no way you can put much time into it if there is no monetary return for it, because you can't create content, you can't hire a team, you can't get developers, you can't do anything. It's just a dead end street until they get that token price up, and people start trading a little bit, and people get excited about it and see a little bit of money being made. And until that happens, I'm on the Bitcoin and artificial intelligence route. That's all there is to it. But I will talk about Challenge because my son is still very heavily involved with that. I will talk about EOS because we still are attached to EOS through Challenge, and there's a lot there's a lot of good things going on. And like I say, I've got no problem with the ENF. I think they've done a great job. So enough of that. So I will continue to cover them, but just not every night like I'm doing now. So maybe on an occasion, I will talk about EOS. But on most nights, it'll be about Bitcoin or artificial intelligence. So after that little bit of talk, I want to talk about, I've been talking pretty negatively about artificial intelligence. Like last night, being able to hijack your image, your voice, your identity, and do nefarious things with it. So, somebody could do nefarious things with it. But there's a bright side to artificial intelligence that I want to talk about. And the bright side is that artificial intelligence has taken down all the barriers, all the hurdles, all the friction points that would keep people from doing things that they would have liked to have done but didn't have the tools to do it. For instance, today I was on a web builder, an AI web builder, and I wanted to change something in the theme. Well, we used to just go into the theme and we have to pick a theme, and if we didn't like the theme, we just had to work with it or do the best we can. But now I can go to AI, ChatGPT 4, where it has the little 3 dots down at the bottom. You click on that and you can generate code. You can actually source code it. You can go right click on your mouse. You can see the source code on the website, and you can copy code right off a website if you like it, or you can generate your own code. Just type in a prompt and what code you want to generate. Take it back to the web builder, put it inside the little brackets, and it works. So, man, it is really taken this, what you need to have, the skills that you used to have to do much, like on the internet, or any kind of ideas, trouble, just like trying to, create ideas, try to create, write a lot of content, come up with unique information. That's all. Those barriers have all been erased by ChatGPT and artificial intelligence. There is no reason in the world why people shouldn't be able to go out and make whatever income that they need to live on by doing stuff on artificial intelligence. It's so easy to do now. So the bad part of artificial intelligence, yeah, there's some things that are a little bit of concern. But in the very short term, the near future, I think it's going to be an incredible, especially for those people that are paying attention and working at it and trying to use it and utilize all the functions available. And as long as you don't get this negative attitude about it, you're going to, it's the sky's the limit as far as what you'll be able to do. You may lose your job because of artificial intelligence, but you can create yourself your own job, your new job. It's probably a lot better than the one you would have gotten if you went to work at a Walmart or some service or some customer service place. That's not going to pay you anything. Just go on artificial intelligence, come up with a business plan and idea, ask AI what it thinks of it, and generate ideas. And the barriers are over. There's no more barriers. You don't have to worry about any of the skills that you used to. If you weren't a good writer, AI can do your writing. If you didn't know how to program, AI can do your programming. If you had trouble coming up with good ideas, AI can come up with those ideas. And the knowledge base is limitless because it's tapping into the entire internet, and it's growing by the day. So everybody that enters anything into the internet, we are literally the teachers. The billion of us that are using the internet are teaching artificial intelligence every single day. Maybe more than 1 billion people. I think there's 7 or 8 billion people on the face of the planet. The billions of people using the internet are teaching it every single day. We are the teachers of AI, and it's being able to tap into that knowledge base on a grand scale that we could never imagine ever before, like I see in the history of civilization. So today there are literally no barriers for whatever you want to do. And there is no reason why you can't come up with some plan, some idea that could literally make your living and then some, and make you a comfortable living by just using the tools available right now with artificial intelligence and ChatGPT. I'm so happy that it got released to the public. Thank God for Microsoft for releasing ChatGPT. My hat is off to those for them to do that. That was a great strategy, a great move, and I really appreciate it. I've always thought Google was a good company. Google's motto was do no harm. I think they're pretty good about that. When you think of all the products that Google has released over the last 20-some years, I remember when I first heard about Google, I was working at a place and I had a little website, and I was an e-commerce website, and they had a web, the guy was doing all the web development work for him, and he was telling me about this, because I was going to directories and putting my website in the directory, trying to get it ranked in the searches. And he started talking about this company called Google. I'd never heard of it before. So that was probably about 1997, 1998, right around. I don't know when Google got launched, but right around that time. And he told me about Google. I'd never heard of it before. And now look at it. It's become a part of our culture, and it's become part of our language. Everybody says Google it. So, and I've seen, just to show you what AI can do, hopefully for a lot of people, I've seen this firsthand. Young kids literally, make themselves into millionaires, in a few years on YouTube. Many of my daughter's friends, living in million dollar houses, driving million dollar cars, doing all this stuff because they just put some time and effort into YouTube, and they developed a channel and made lots and lots of money. Young kids, if they hadn't had that opportunity available for them, they would be working at some, meaningless job. But now they're living lives of luxury. and they're doing very well because of YouTube, because they developed a channel on YouTube, and that took off. They got subscribers and followers, and now they live lives that unimaginable before the invention, before the time of Google, and before the internet and all the opportunities available. I think the opportunities with AI are much better than the days of early Google and early YouTube. They're 10 times better, 100 times better, 1,000 times better. So if you're searching the world right now and you're feeling really, we got a lot of bad things going on in this world right now. We got politicians that are an embarrassment. I mean, I'm as far as politics is concerned, I'm completely neutral. I'm agnostic. I could really care less. I don't even follow it. But when I open up my YouTube page, obviously there's a few. Everyone now and there's a video or two that will catch my eye, and when I see people like Joe Biden, Donald Trump, this Mitch McConnell the other day who had a stroke, literally has a stroke while he's giving a speech, and Dianne Feinstein, who, she was supposed to be taking a vote, and all of a sudden she starts rambling on, and everybody's got to stop her and say, no, we're just supposed to say yes. I mean, I think you've seen those videos too. These politicians are an embarrassment. They have held on to power so long that it's embarrassing to watch Joe Biden stumble all over his words and not even be able to get a sentence out. He sounds like he's on medication. And to see Donald Trump run around, and all we can talk about with Donald Trump is all the times he gets indicted. And not only does he get indicted, he welcomes it and thanks everybody for it and tells everybody how great he's doing in the polls because he just got another federal indictment. I mean, this is insanity. So if the world is looking very scary to you, and you're thinking that the inflation's high, the gas prices are high, the politicians are totally out of control and lost a grip on reality, and we have people, like I say, in the Congress and the Senate and in the presidency and the vice presidency that literally are I would say incompetent. That they're not competent to do lead anybody. I mean, it's like they used to say with Ronald Reagan. They said, and he was bad enough, but he wasn't anything close to, I think, that Biden. They said you wouldn't let him run the remote control in the House. Now he's got the codes for the nuclear weapons. That's what they used to say about Ronald Reagan. That was a joke about Ronald Reagan. Well, now you got the equally as bad thing with Joe Biden. I mean, I'm not personally against Joe Biden. I don't dislike the guy. I think he had some really pretty good ideas, but as far as his his competency, and I think he's over 80 years old. I think he is not. He should have probably retired a long time ago. And as far as Donald Trump is concerned, he's just a narcissist. I mean, the only thing you can say about Donald Trump, he's a complete, total narcissist. And I think at the time that the founders of this country set the Constitution up and put the guidelines in for our president and all that other stuff, they could never have envisioned that we literally get people that were not competent enough to hold office, especially when other people, when their peers were voting for them, fellow citizens were voting for them. It's like the jury system. When you have a jury system, you hope that the people that are in the jury system that listen to your case are intelligent enough to understand, the gravity of the issue in a case and make the right judgment. Our judges, they make horrible decisions. And now you're starting to really worry about your fellow citizens, what kind of decisions they make, especially when we allow people like Joe Biden and Donald Trump to be the people that run for, the highest office in our country. So yeah, we got a scary world we're living in, but you got AI over here. So to me, I would be in Bitcoin and AI and forget about everything else. Everything else is kind of a mess. And probably, if you have a job, that could be a mess in a few years too with artificial intelligence. So I would focus on those two things, Bitcoin and artificial intelligence. Those are the two things right now I feel the best about, and that's why I call this channel Bitcoin and artificial intelligence. So I think there's good news. There's good news in the future, and we need to stick to the things that we know are going to be there for a while. So, but. That's about all I have to say. Like I say, you can if you can look at this world right now and you can be kind of depressed about it, or you can look at this world and say, hey, there's tons of opportunities. I'd like to look at the world right now and say there's tons of opportunities, and especially with artificial intelligence, this is the greatest time in the world to be alive. And I am an old guy, If I was a young person, I'd be even more excited. I mean, a young person right now with the tools available to them, they can do whatever they want to do in this world. You know, there are going to be problems arise from artificial intelligence as time goes on, but initially this is going to be an incredibly prosperous time for everybody. If you just use these tools that are just so easy to use, it's incredible. Today I was building a website, an AI website. I put up tons of AI videos. I'm doing it really fast. You know, I can make them fast, I can do them fast, and they're a lot of fun and it's easy to do. It's just erased all the barriers that I had before. And it's just incredible to use this kind of stuff, this technology. It's just absolutely incredible. So yeah, the world is bright and things will get much, much brighter. And don't let the politicians and don't let the economy and the inflation and the gas prices and all that other stuff bring you down, because there's something else out there that can make everything that's negative, it can turn everything into a positive, because everything's going to get much better with artificial intelligence. I have I'm very, very optimistic about that. Saying that I'm very optimistic about the future with artificial intelligence and Bitcoin. I appreciate you watching. Thank you.